You know those times when you look at the outcome of some decision your teen has made and you think to yourself, really? The latest brain science helps explain a lot. I'll be covering this along with an important mindset shift that many parents of teens need to make to achieve the success they want with their teens, so stay tuned. I'm Dr. Jenny Wong, founder of Project Parent, and I teach committed parents to change their teens' behavior. It's pretty common knowledge that teenagers go through significant changes during adolescence. Dr. Marwa Azab, a neuroscientist at Cal State, summarized the science on teen brain development, and here are a couple of things that I found pretty interesting. Number one, different parts of the brain mature at different rates. During adolescence, it's all about emotional life and action, where activity is high in the limbic system, which basically is an emotion computer that tags different stimuli as being associated with different emotions. This system also deals with motivation and reward. So it's important to keep in mind that during adolescence, there is a higher concentration of receptors that absorb feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. So teens are very sensitive to reward. Their brain is primed for them to interpret reward, and as a result, they're also very sensitive to boredom. The amygdala runs the show here and is pulling info from all senses and making interpretations about levels of threat. What kinds of threat? Pretty much any kind: social, physical, emotional. The limbic system in the adolescent brain is fully operational. By the way, adolescents are most likely to equate neutrality with unhappiness or displeasure compared to kids or adults. So yeah, those times when you dare to exhale a little louder than you normally do, or happen to look in the direction of your teen and they go, "What? What do you want?" Their limbic system is in control. The counterbalance to the limbic system is the prefrontal cortex. It helps with problem solving, higher level thinking, cognitive flexibility, as well as helps sort through which pieces of emotional info coming from the limbic system are worth paying attention to. So if the limbic system is the engine of the car, the prefrontal cortex is the brakes. No other species has a prefrontal cortex as large as ours. And not only does this region help with problem solving, it plays a large role in empathy and other forms of emotional intelligence. This region of the brain doesn't fully mature until well into the mid to late 20s. This is part of why impulse control is hard for teens. So teen behaviors, it's not just about hormones. Their brain is still maturing. So this means we may have to connect the dots more in terms of needing to tell them to do something more than once, or help them think through a next step, or guide them through goal setting that stretches them enough and at the same time isn't impossible, helping them learn the benefits of delayed gratification, appreciating the reward of achieving higher level goals, which involve achieving less gratifying sub-goals, and giving them the room to learn, which means to make mistakes, and have a feedback loop safe and productive enough to make their behavior different the next time, over and over and over and over again. No big deal. So if you've been feeling lately like parenting teenagers is an unrelenting gauntlet of sheer will to tame complete chaos, take a breath. You're not alone, and it really is a challenge, not just for us, but for our teens as well. The deck is stacked biologically for them to be really sensitive to reward, and thus very motivated by that which is rewarding, and very unmotivated to do that which is not immediately gratifying, and at the same time, always scanning for perceptions of threat. One parent said to me, "I don't believe it. My son can take a second to think about it before he reacts." So I asked him to guess how long it takes the brain to receive and react to incoming stimuli. He guessed 3 seconds. If only it were 3 seconds. Let me tell you, 3 seconds is often the treatment goal I have with a lot of my clients of all ages. Buy yourself 3 to 5 seconds, because the reality is it only takes 23 milliseconds for the amygdala to receive stimuli and trigger activation of various systems like fight or flight. 23 milliseconds. It's so fast, it's outside our conscious awareness. Now, am I saying that we shouldn't still be trying to help our teens think through choices? Not at all. We just need to understand the equipment our teens are playing with, because otherwise everyone gets really frustrated. We can't expect a car with only a handbrake to stop on a dime, especially when the engine is revving high, and then turn around and label it as an issue with authority and respect, because that's simply not the whole picture. In terms of the adult brain, biologically speaking, the brake system is fully functional, in theory. Now, if the biological deck is stacked a certain way that makes things challenging for teens, the environmental deck is stacked against adults, because throw in there the impact of stress on the adult brain from worrying about finances, work, care for other family members, in addition to the responsibilities of being a parent and trying to have a life. Stress like this that goes unmanaged can affect our ability to respond versus react. You can start to see how things can blow up quickly. If we're going to change anything in the dynamic with our teen, it has to start with us, because nature would have it that we're the ones with the available equipment to make it possible. So the next time you have an intense interaction with your teen, literally count to 3 in your head before you respond, just to give your prefrontal cortex a little more breathing room. See? 3 seconds can be a long time. Thanks for watching.